This is my favorite book of the week. Who do you think this one's about? If you can read this word, then you already know. But if not, look at his uniform. The white coat and that puffy hat. It is a chef, or we might call him a cook, or you might have said baker. And this is really cool because right now, restaurant workers are really important community helpers for us because a lot of us are ordering food at night, even though we can't go to restaurants. And everyone who works at a restaurant right now is helping the community by continuing to do their job and working extra hard to stay clean and safe and packing everything in a box for you, which takes so much longer than putting it on a plate, and putting all of your salsa in little containers and your dressing in little containers, and switching gloves and washing their hands lots and lots of times. So let's see what the job of the chef looks like and what tools he uses. So the book is called Chef, and it is by Amanda Askew and Andrew Croson. Meet Rory. He's a chef. He cooks food for people at Rory's Diner. Rory arrives at his restaurant at 9 o'clock in the morning. The kitchen workers are there to help him prepare the food for lunch. 9 o'clock in the morning. That's close to when we start preschool. And they open for lunch. So they have to get there early to prepare things, cut things, clean things. Just because customers come at lunch doesn't mean they don't have to be there early to get everything ready. First, Rory goes over the menu. Today we'll cook leek and potato soup, lamb chops with mint gravy, and a chocolate fudge cake. Josh, chop the vegetables for the soup. Alice, mix the chocolate cake. Greg, prepare the mint gravy and the mashed potato swirls. What is the chef doing here? He's giving these other cooks directions. And that's an important job of the chef. He can't do it all by himself, so he has to be able to know what needs done for the day and give directions to each person. Sometimes we call that managing, or delegating, big word. But a lot of important community helpers manage other workers who are also community helpers. So that means they kind of help lead them. But they are helping us too. Everyone who works in the kitchen are helping us. But a lot of times they have a leader or a manager to give them directions. Josh, Greg, and Alice start working. Alice gets the chocolate delight recipe. Josh starts to chop the leeks and peel the potatoes. Leeks. Greg picks fresh mint from the herb garden. Alice starts to collect other ingredients. Oh no, the refrigerator has broken down. All the food is ruined, she shouts. What will they do? Rory rushes over to the fridge. The milk, butter, and cheese can't be used. The stock for the gravy will have to be thrown away, and the lamb chops will have to be replaced. Rory calls Farmer John. This is another example where a community helper is helping a community helper. We all help each other. It's like a big circle. Farmers also provide us things, just like we're going to see here. We've got an emergency. The refrigerator is broken. We need milk, butter, cheese, and lamb chops. They were today's special. I have everything except lamb chops. Will chicken work? Yes, that's fine. I'll serve chicken with mushrooms instead, says Rory. He's making important decisions and figuring out problems. He didn't get upset when there weren't any lamb chops, did he? He's going to use the chicken and make it work. Farmer John delivers the new food. Rory and the team work hard to get everything ready for lunchtime. People start to arrive at the restaurant at 12 o'clock. 3 chicken dishes to table 5, please. Frida, Rory says. Oh, this is Frida. And he's telling her to take certain meals to a certain table. So what do you think her job is, or what is she called? A waitress or a server? She's a community helper too. By 2 o'clock, most people are eating their desserts. Rory goes into the dining area to meet some of the customers. He likes to see that everyone is happy with their food. It's important to him that they like what he's made and that they're enjoying themselves and that there's not any problems with their meal. That was the tastiest chicken I've ever eaten. Thank you very much, one man tells Rory. I'm glad to hear it, Rory smiles. The end. And these are some of the important words that came up in the story. Dining area, that's a place where you sit at a table, and those aren't open right now, which is why our community helper restaurant workers are working even harder and in different ways to get our food to us. An herb is a small plant that can be added to food. Do you remember the herb they used in this recipe in the book? Mint. It was mint. That's an herb. An ingredient is one of the foods that is used to make a meal. So mint was one of the ingredients. Chicken was another one. Do you remember any of the other ingredients? Leeks and potatoes. A menu. What is a menu? A list of meals served in a restaurant. A recipe. A recipe is a list telling you how to cook a meal or a type of food. A recipe usually tells you a list of the ingredients, and then it gives you also a narrative of directions. So that's kind of like just how someone would write the directions down. Something you're used to hearing, it would be written down. A restaurant is a place where you can buy and eat a meal cooked by a chef. And the word prepare, that means to get something ready or make something. And just like we talked about, restaurant workers are preparing our food a lot differently now. And any time we change how we do something, a procedure, it takes a lot of work. And a lot of times, a lot of learning and preparation and time and money. So we really have to think about all of our restaurants that have stayed open and all of the work they've put in to continue to serve us. So think about that if you order food this week or this weekend.